tank style player as well as a marksman player. But for him, tanks are not out of his vocabulary. So it makes a lot of sense why RRQ will respect banning off all the tanky type of junglers rather than the traditional front-to-front assassin. So I feel like that's a lot of homework being done from our side RRQ, but I'm looking forward to the element of surprise. Are they going to switch up between Chiku and Momo for the jungle role? That's my biggest question.
Well, I'm not sure they would do that. Honestly, I think Chiku has been playing really well in the gold lane. He's been, well, maybe sometimes he overextends, but for the most part, he's aggressive in a good way, and he helps to pick off people even and make the plays for the team. And to top that off, I think Momo has also been playing a lot of tanky junglers as well, and hence the Barats as well as the Hylos when he has pulled that off, as well as the Baxia, the Julian. So far, he hasn't really gone quite the assassin route, so this makes sense. Todak, on the other hand, going to go for the Hellcurt ban here. I like this. You know, they have a Xavier, they need to protect him.
With these three jungle bans, technically, right? The Akai, the Barats, and also the Hylos, it's kind of like RRQ. They're trying to say, hey, Chiku, we want to see you in the jungle, man. Bring up those assassins again. I want to see it. RRQ, as well Todak, you know, they're just trying to force that Dairoth into the jungle with the three jungle bans. But there you go, the signature pick that we were waiting for. Beatrix on the hands of Skylar.
I agree, and on top of it all, now in terms of matchup, it is like you said as well. Is Chiku going to be playing on the jungle or not? Or will we bring a potential Irito matchup coming from Toda? It's going to be very, very difficult. So I feel like Toda, they might switch it up by having Chiku play on the jungle again. We did see once upon a time a Lunox jungle, but I feel that that's not exactly a good pickup as of yet because they've got so much magical powers from Toda. So I feel like they have to take a very, very serious condition. Chiku, will you play jungle or do I let Momo do it? It seems like drafts is going to be them doubling down on Momo with the Baxia.
Still, with the Baxia in game number 1, didn't really work out with the Eve as well. They swap out the Roamer and they pick up a Claude. So you see this kind of personal again. You know, Chiku, he's like, all right, I see you on the Claude, Skylar. I played this back in the jungle. Let me show you how it's done in the gold lane as well. RRQ, such a solid pick again. Karina, we forgot about this. We just brain farted that. I feel like, right? Because Lancelot, Fanny, when you talk about Albert, you just think flashy heroes. The Karina wasn't in my mind. Went down, got picked.
Yep, I feel like this is a pretty decent matchup as well in RRQ, considering how game 1 went. They've got that big momentum. This time, with the Karina, they're looking to do so, and pretty sure Moon is going to be the sole objective for RRQ and taking down Todak's composition.
Yeah, for sure. The Karina adds, you know, that hybrid build. You have the damage in the early game. You also can start to build a little more tanky. Here we are, the last look at both of these team compositions right now. Todak up against RRQ. Look at that Grok in the middle, you know, it just looks so menacing. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that. And I don't know, predictions for this.
Well, for me, I gotta stick with RRQ. I'm pretty sure IC is going for Todak and the crowd as well. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 for this match. It's gonna be the battle. RRQ looking for that match point, trying to carry on the momentum. Todak trying to stop RRQ in their tracks, equalizing 1-1.
Exactly. Game number 2 is going to be a little bit different. Hopefully, without Franco in his vicinity, Momo is going to be able to do a little bit more compared to before. Look at this. A little bit different approach. Hume's getting a very aggressive on this Ruby plays.
Whoa, Clay already taking more than half of his HP in terms of damage here and forced the back to recall to base. We knew this. They were going to shut down the Xavier in the early game, and they're playing exactly that.
Yeah, they're actually just zoning Albert as well. They noticed that for Toda, Momo hasn't really been that reliable when it comes to the retribution battle. So, you know what? If we just get that mid lane prio, he doesn't need to deal with that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And on top of it all, when it comes to making up space here, I feel like Yume's now playing on an offensive tank compared to the Enchanter style fits his role a little bit better compared to before. And as of yet, look at this interesting fact. Toda, they definitely switch up all their battle spells and it's triple spins this time as contrast to RRQ Hoshi, who went for triple flickers instead.
That's true. I think RQ Hoshi with the flicker is especially dangerous. Yes, you don't have the Franco Hope, but you still have a flicker wild charge into that to set up a lot of engagements. Oh, and then maybe that's what they're trying to do right now. Right onto Vin, though. It's going to be Todak that puts on the aggression here in the mid lane. And I was going to say I like the Ruby pick as well, Terrence, because you combo that with Moon's real world manipulation. You also have the Shield Unity. That's a lot more team fight potential that they have.
I definitely agree. And on top of goal time, the moment Yumes hits those level 4, we are going to be expecting those Iron Man Feather hooks to set up for the play. This is a I would say a budget version of Game 1's RRQ's draft, but it will work if they get into this timing. However, the first turtle is going to be on its way. As you can see, they are setting up for the plays up top.
Well, right now, Todak, they have the mid lane pressure, right? They're going to have this prio over it. Again, they're just trying to give Momo more resources. Albert, though, he's looking for retribution. He gets it somehow there. Momo mistimes his retribution. Albert caught in the midst of it all. He's baiting so many abilities. The wild charge from Finn turns the fight around. Formay's forced to run. Moon walled away from his team, but the sprint is still there to disengage. 2 for 0, and the turtle as well. It might be more. Chiku jumps in as well with a blazing duet. Gets one. Zones Clay back. Moon taken low, but it is a trade back at least for Toda.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice engagement coming from RRQ to disengage, catching them while they miss up their combos. But at the same time, look at the position just now with Skylar. He anticipated Chiku to run down towards that, which potentially set up a one-shot combo. And this is so scary of Skylar. He knows what Toda thinks in advance, and Chiku was able to play the safe side and come on top. So a very risky play coming from Skylar, but still, it's something to be concerned of later on.
Yeah, and doing that while, Yums was there on the bottom lane as well, so especially risky, but they managed to pull that off. Here we look at the items, anything that's standing out.
Well, when I look at this right now, right, the Beatrix getting really scary. It all just comes down to the gold lane when they get those power spikes, right? Because I feel like right now, Beatrix and Claude very similar when it comes to their power spikes, but Finn, he's just gonna go in with a wild charge, instant just response from the team. Very, very good synergy here as they pick off Toda out of nowhere. Moon didn't even realize that happened.
Yeah, that's just so unfortunate coming from Moon. This is exactly what RRQ's game plan has been going on, especially for game number 1. Make sure Moon doesn't have a good game. And if Moon doesn't have a good game, there's nothing much Toda can do, because in terms of overall early damage composition, Moon is going to be the call winning factor. However, Yums might be in a little bit of trouble, but seems like he is going to be A-okay as of yet. But Toda, they want to go for this as well.
RRQ trying to find Momo in the bushes. Are they going to do it? But the hook from Yums here gets Finn in the mid lane. They're going to be able to shut him down. The real world manipulation comes out. Will it be able to do enough damage? More stuns comes out. 4 base dives in the back. 1 versus 3, but Momo gets taken out in the front line. It's 2 traded out for 1. RRQ Hoshi.
Again, I think they need to calm down a little bit here. Toda, initial engage, perfect, but they stay over way too long. Yums, initial impact on the ultimate, that's it. The damage comes through, and boom. 4 maze, yes, he did an amazing play. He went onto the wall, 3 people, but Moon forced to pop that sprint. Albert trying to get the kill, but again, back to the point. Toda overextending in that team fight, getting too comfortable.
I definitely agree, and on top of it all, RRQ, they are getting a little bit too much to handle. Not even 5 minutes in the game, already a 2.6k lead in terms of economy, and a gold plating in the hands of R7. R7 is just having a fantastic time. Formis was struggling to actually take him down early on as well.
I mean, that's the natural matchup, right? It's an Esmeralda going up against a Deroth, and in the hands of these players as well, you know they're gonna abuse it. So it's been a tough one for Formix as well as Moon, but right now on the bottom side, also a tough one for Chico as he immediately falls down to the hands of our RQ3 members just ganking. They're looking for Yums. Are they gonna dive this one? Vin leading the charge. It's gonna be Albert making the first move here as he secures Momo. Too late to the party.
Oh, what a performance coming from Vin, catching Claude off guard. Chico just not able to do too much about that situation. But as this progresses, RRQ, they're just dissecting every front. And Toda now on the top side. Oh no, poor Maze lost his matchup against R7.
That XP lane matchup is just, I mean, I have to say it, right? It's in the favor of R7 here. Dairoth counters Esmeralda. To top that off, he has 2 additional kills here for Maze. He stayed a little bit too long. He didn't calculate damage enough in. Looking for another pick onto Moon. Dawning Light connecting there, but no follow-up. Wild charge just stops Chiku in his tracks as Albert gets pulled back with the Mystic Field, and Skylar goes in for the Renner shot, almost taking Moon down. Once again, 4,000 gold lead for RRQ. They're just styling. Formate goes in for the volley. Someone gets 3 for the wall. Just puts Yums in a very awkward position there. He's still able to dash away. Albert is going to punish them in that purple buff, takes it away without using the retribution. Perfectly timed for the turtle spawn as well.
Oh, that was a big clutch coming from Vin as well. Chico, he had the perfect blazing duet, but that's the downside about blazing duet. It can be cancelled by knockups, and in this case, the Grog's wall charge is pretty much the only one that can cancel him, and that's been used perfectly time and time again. And now, RQ with the flicker blade just out maneuvering Todak.
Momo trying to find something onto R7 there, but doesn't get it. Instead finds Vin in the mid lane here. So they just trade out some damage, managing to also take down this mid-tier 1 turret. RRQ Hoshi just getting so much space here on the map.
So much, honestly, like at this point, right, 7 minutes in, 6,000 gold lead, when we're taking a look at RRQ's composition, this is also where they get their power spike. This is the mid-game power spike that we were talking about. In the keys to victory, gotta mention it again. Mid to late game transition. That's where RRQ find themselves a little bit in trouble, right? But so far, they've just been so disciplined. They haven't really gone and played the words Todok's tempo. But here you go, R7 once again is the target of Todok's mission here up top. Plays into web pop. 4 mates looking for the kill as R7 has nowhere to go. He tries to go for the trade, but it's Yums who gets the shutdown. I don't think that was allocated properly.
Yeah, at the same time as well, bottom tier 2 is going to be taken out from side RRQ. They desperately needed the kills coming from Toda, but at the same time, it's so very difficult. But it does help Chico a little bit to scale into the game. However, I want to talk about a little bit of itemization here as well, because Albert, he's got 4-0-1. He just got his plate armor, and it's so difficult to kill him, considering that you need those Haas Claw to out-sustain those reflex coming in on Albert later on. So there is just a lot of more milestones that Toda need to achieve before they can take a proper fight. And in this case, Toda is just barely hanging on.
I feel like currently, Toda are playing way too safe. Way too safe, right? We all know this. When Toda plays safe, that's their downfall. They need to just go, throw bodies at objectives, go for the risky plays. That's where they're at their best. But right now, it feels like RRQ's initiative has just made them passive.
Well, it could be the nurse. I mean, after all, this is a big stage, right? And you're going up against the King of Kings, RRQ Hoshi, to boot. There's definitely something there, but Chiku takes a huge chunk of his damage. Just one shot from Skylar. This is going to be so dangerous.
That was one shot. That was one Renner shot. I mean, he is 2 levels ahead, but that was insane.
Yeah, that was insane. And of course now RRQ with the positions, they are going to get the Lord Pitta, but Momo, he's going to get caught out, and that is going to be him making a run for it. RRQ, however, still going to be playing it this mid for now.
Yeah, they're playing it safe like you said, Mirko, and now RRQ looks like they will just be able to get the Zord completely for free. Todak, they're not responding so far. I don't know, is there any way? Yes, they are behind. I mean, it's 6k gold lead right now, and it's looking pretty tough here.
It's just tough, right? Because we're not just looking at a gold lead that's huge. We're looking at an XP lead so massive here. Momo can't really contest these objectives because, again, when they're equal in levels, it's already tough for him. Now Albert 3 levels ahead, it's going to be even tougher with that damage to top it off. And just, okay, he got that orange buff. I was about to say, if Albert takes that, it's just really even going to be more tough here. As RRQ, they're just looking to siege down the base. Mid lane pushed in, bottom side as well. R7 doing his thing, going at that top side, 1v1 against 4 maze. And it's time for RRQ to look for the siege again. Toda, it's time for them to go full Langar mode.
Exactly, another blade armor purchase from Vin, and R7 with the radiant armor. This is not going to be looking good as well. Chiku sidestepping his way through, but the biggest picture right now is that Skylar, he just got his Malefic Roar. He's going to hit like a truck. He misses the shot, but Yums is barely hanging on.
Yeah, Yums has to go. Oh, he actually jumps over the wall, but Skylar manages to catch him there. Void Maze going deep in the members of RRO Hoshi, but does not manage to get any damage or engages off here. So they fully disengage RQ Hoshi, focusing their eyes on the objective on bottom side.
I think it was worth it. It was a good push. Firstly, they got the kill against Yums. They also popped all the 3 base turret passives, right? So it's going to be really good. Player's goal as well, looking good for RRQ. Again, Toda, I feel like they're just playing it way too passive for them to actually come back in the game. They need to just go at it, full Langar mode, because if they just keep at it like this, we've seen it in game number 1, RRQ, they're not going to be baited for those fights in the base.
I definitely agree. They are trying to do their best to actually push out, but at the same time, we did see a little bit cross-map plays coming from 4 mates as well as Chiku, but every single time they do it, R7 is across the map, just stopping into the track. And as of now, Toda, they just need some sort of space to actually get some sort of farm, and currently, RQ, they're just so good at choking them.
I agree, and the thing is, you mentioned R7 split pushing. Not just that, RQ Hoshi also has great team fight potential. We've seen Vin hitting all those multi-men wild charges. It is so hard to fight back against that, and Yums, he tries his best but doesn't manage to get that. Look at this, RQ Hoshi just choking Todak out of their farm.
They're allocating all the buffs really well as well. I just take a look at it. R7 picking up their orange buff, Skylar picking up the enemy orange buff, Albert just sitting there with the purple buff. We all know Karina now builds tank. Not really worth it for him to go for that orange buff. Todak getting the support here from the crowd, and that's what you love to hear. Even now, 3 to 10, they're still getting that support. They need it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's not over yet. While RQ is just choking on all this boss, you can see the positioning of Toda to try and open up the map to allow Chiku for the place. But Yums, oh no, he gets caught out. That's gonna be his downfall, and Moon needs to make a run for it.
Yeah, now they do disengage, but oh, Chiku, wrong side of the map, pops the blazing duet, tries to get Skylar in the back line, but manages to escape. He does not get a single kill out of that. And RQ, Hoshi, they have the numbers advantage here to be able to take this Lord for free. Momo hiding in the bushes, but I don't think he can get this one.
It's all about setup, right? When we're looking at this, it's all about setup. RRQ, the fact that they're not punished for going so deep in the enemy jungle is because Todak, they don't have the waves properly managed. That's a free Lord for the side of RRQ, a 10,000 goldie that just keeps on building, all on the back of setup. They clear out the waves in the top side. They force Esmeralda to go up top, and there's just nothing that I can do without that Esmeralda.
I definitely agree, and on top of it all, hold that thought for now. Albert, he gets caught out. This is the opportunity for Todak, but Albert, he's just so tanky. Can't they get the kill? Yums and Momo is trying for the kill. However, Vin is going to be there in the vicinity, but they have to back up. It's just a little bit too far off because the Lord is pushing down mid.
Yeah, but now RQ, Hoshi, they take the chance. They're pushing together with this Lord here. Will this be the final stand? Albert is half HP, but I don't think that should be a huge problem here. R7 goes in onto 4 maze. Look at Todak, they take so much damage, and right now the mid inhibitor is just going to go absolutely down for free.
Yeah, free turret there picked up by RRQ. They're looking for more turrets on the board. With Skylar, not really that tough to do. They can just keep on going, and Toda actually bringing the Lord down below actually kinda assists RRQ in taking his turret down. Skylar picks it up with Renner, dawning line on the 3 there. Moon and Yums forced to back up. Chiku just farming, as that's gonna be the Mystic Field going at it onto Momo. Shielding the need to get out of there. Real world manipulation, no, that's not going to work. RRQ instantly back up from it, and that's a huge resource. Skylar looking for the play! Skylar threading the needle, going for the Western Fin, goes for the wild charge, and this is where RRQ collapse. They look for the plays and they get it. Now it's just RRQ looking for the base. R7 going for the damage onto 4 maze. The Abyssum Strike connects. Skylar is massive. 4 maze trying to buy some time as he gets bursted down. The Wesker does too much. RRQ, Skylar with the triple as they take match point.
What a game coming in from RRQ. Dominating performance. What an absolute monster, Skylar. Woo.